Jason Curry, Bio 225. Week 6, exercise 1 and 2, results. So the first test that I did was the salt tolerance test. That was exercise 1. It had a concentration levels that varied between the different sodium chloride. It was 1%, 7%, and 15%. The 1% solution showed it was turbid and positive for growth. The 7% solution also was turbid and positive for growth. The 15% solution was negative for growth. It stayed clear, and these 3 vials were the epididymis again. The 1% cerevisiae had probably the significant turbid, really cloudy. It had so it was turbid and it was positive for growth. 7% was also positive, but not as turbid as the 1%, but it did have change. The 7% cerevisiae, so that was positive. And then, just like the epididymis, 15%, it was no growth, so that would be negative. So, based on the experiment, the epididymis and the cerevisiae like to be grown in an isotonic solution. It seemed not to survive or thrive in a hypertonic solution. They were not a halophile, meaning that it needed basically a high salt content or sodium chloride to grow. And it was also not a halotorrent, which means it could be grown into without a salt content, more neutral environment, but it also has the ability to grow in a hypertonic sodium chloride solution. Exercise 2 was pH testing. So we'll start with the epididymis, pH 5. It stayed clear. Epididymis, pH 5, stayed clear. It was negative, did not grow. The 7 was turbid, positive. So the pH level was 7. It was neutral, so it's a neutral phyllis. And the epididymis pH 9 was also positive. It was turbid. That was what was it? Alkali files. Alkophiles, I guess you'd call it. So that was positive. And then we go to pH 5 for the cerevisiae. That was positive. It was turbid. So that was considered a acidophilus. Because it had a lower pH content. And then the 7 was also positive. It was turbid, positive, cloudy. That was a neutrophilus. Cerevisiae 9. Not too sure what happened to the broth. I don't know if it was meant to be this or not, but I didn't see anything leak out. There was nothing. It was a full container when I did the experiment, but there is no, most of the fluid's gone. So the 9% pH of the Cerevisiae is considered the alkaphilis also. So neutrophilus again is anything with a pH level of 7. I'm going to butcher this. Alkaphilis is anything usually with a pH of 8 to 12. And the acidophilus has a pH level that's lower than 5. So that's more acidic. The alkaphilis is more alkaline. And the neutrophilus, it has a neutral pH level. Seemed like I got all the results that I would needed based on the exam. Again, with exercise 1, it showed the epididymis and the cerevisiae did not survive in the hypertonic solution. The pH was the pH 5 epididymis. It was the only one that did not grow. The wrong one. It had more of a negative, did not grow. So I guess it didn't have a result in a more of a higher acidic levels. When with the epididymis, it did not thrive to grow. Thank you.